Hi everyone, this is Karen Scott. I'm God's child and everyone's God's child. Um, Today I want to talk about something that, really bothers me, really get under my skin. And the video prior to this was called Save the Children. It was a little music video, basically talking about sex trafficking, pedophilia, and child exploitation. Talk about save our children. Who's going to check them? Who's going to really check these people? Now, let's talk about what is pedophilia. Okay? Sexual feelings or acts directed to children. What is sex trafficking? Human traffic for the purpose of sexual acts, which is a part of slavery, which is a part of modern day slavery. Sexual exploitation is when children are used like in jobs, underage children being exploited to do labor. And these same children who are exploited to do labor are sex trafficked and pedophiled against. Now, the children are our future. If they're living in this type of pain and affliction, what is our future going to be? A future full of adults with pain, affliction, oppression, and depression? No. I've always been the big kid. I've always been the biggest kid in the world. Anyone that knows me knows that I'm for the children. I'm the one that's always in my community, have done the barbecues, the shingdings, all that for the children. I'm the biggest kid. I'm the one that gets out there and play with them. I'm the one that's going to go to the amusement park, get on all the rides, and just be that kid that's inside of me, right? Because when I'm that kid that's inside of me, it's like I'm so free. There's no worries. There's no obligations, So, and I want to talk about the people in our society that we know over the years. Like this has been like that little secret, Save the children is where we're at now, though. And we're at it hard because it has to stop. People all walks of our society, leaders, politicians, clergymen, teachers, coaches that these children look up to, and people put their children in the safety of these people's hands, and they're doing all these atrocities. Like everyone knows about the Catholic Church and the pedophilia. These are stories that's been going on for a long time. People have come out and confessed, right? They even now have compensation. Compensation if you ever been touched by a clergyman. Compensation if you ever been touched by a boy or girl scout leader. Compensation. So how do people get compensation? What had to transpire for people to get compensation for these acts? They had to hold the people that were committing these acts accountable. But it goes beyond the compensation because they're healing. They're healing. These people, these children are like wounded, some of them forever. And the churches are not the only. Celebrities, politicians, everyone forgot about Epstein. The first time around in Florida, he got off. Why did he get off? Who did he know? Who was running that show? Then people forget about Weinstein and Hollywood and the casting couch. And so many people who've come out and spoke about that from when they were children and the things that have been done to them. So why are people still stuck when we bring up this subject? Save the children. How many children have been pedophiled against? And the pedophiles are not even held accountable to the highest weight by the system. Meanwhile, someone, their first time out, might have sold a little drugs. They loved drugs, wasn't harmful. They didn't kill nobody. They just sold a couple of drugs. But they get the book thrown at them. But the individuals who are running around here being pedophiles amongst God's babies, God's children, it's like a slap on the hand. And for me, those behaviors have to stop. They have to stop, and we, the people, we have to talk about it. We have to, put the right people in office to make the right judgments for these acts. Ghislaine Maxwell, a woman, people shocked, oh my God, I don't know. When it comes to pedophilia, when it comes to sex trafficking and children exploitation, there's no gender behind the people who are pushing this, man or woman. Some of them are pushing it because it was done to them and that's all they know. Some of them are pushing it because they're part of these deep, dark entities. You down with Satan. You down with Satan if you're hurting the babies. If you're doing anything that is not of love and light to these children, it's not right. So the video before this was, who's going to check them? Who's going to check them? And it is our duty as humans, as human beings, wanting to shape a better society for ourselves, to know, start talking about it, start holding our councilmen and assembly people accountable on the local level, on the community level. Yes, I'm saying save the children. And the crazy part about this is I don't have any biological children, but I have nieces, I have nephews, I have cousins, I have family members who have children, I have friends who have children, and all those people know that I am the biggest kid in the world, and I love the children because, like I said, children are the purest thing on this earth. They still have their ability of dreaming, manifesting, okay? And when we commit those acts upon them or allow people in our society to commit those acts against them, especially people that we look up to as leaders, especially the people that we leave our children in their hands, in their safety, they have to be held accountable for these acts. They have to. Even the Queen of England, over the years, I'm 50 years old, was heard about, the children, touching on the children. Do anybody remember, what's his name? Jimmy Savile, the radio DJ personality host. We heard about him. He was sex trafficking children and pedophilia with children, and he became the royal's best friend to the point that he was given a name, I think what it was, Sir James Wilson Vincent Seville, something like that. So he goes from a radio DJ host to actually being knighted, I guess, because he now has a name, Sir. What did he do for humanity, positive, to be even given that title? I don't know, because I've done my research and I don't see anything that he has done for humanity to get that title. So we have to save the children because the children are our future. And if we continue to allow people, places, and things to inflict this atrocities, these satanic behaviors, because this is nothing of the light, on our children, what type of future will our children be when they become adults, carrying this darkness, this pain? How do they heal from this, physically and mentally? So, like I said, the song before this and video one before this was, how do we check them? How do we check them? Because I'm going to check you. I'm not down. I do not consent with pedophilia. I do not consent with sex trafficking. I do not consent with child exploitation. I don't consent to it. It's not of God and it's not right. And I know that there's many people out there in this world, and people who might check in and watch this video and chat has been pedophiled upon. But you're not alone. There's God. There's services. There's people to try to help and assist with this healing. Because it's ugly. It's an ugly act. It's an ugly act. And it's something, that's been weighing on me. That it's time that I think every individual, if you're against this, need to find some form of way to speak out about it. Let's make our world a better place. And it starts with the children. Because the children, if we take away their purity of manifesting, because when you're a child, that's the time you manifest anything. When you're in that dream world and you're dreaming, you could be anything you want to be. Spider-Man, Batman, a princess, and that world exists. That world exists when you're manifesting. It literally exists. When we was kids, some of us didn't have much. Some didn't have anything, but they was able to manifest a world where they can live in and play in and be free. Let's not take that away from them. Their ability to be pure and still manifest, because those are the future scientists, doctors, civil workers of our society. So I ask you, take this journey with me. I'm Karen Scott. I'm God's child, and we all are God's child. Take this journey with me, and let us start really tapping in and waking up to the things and behaviors and acts that's really controlling our society. Because I'm 50 years old, and I know these acts has been going on long before, Donald Trump. Let's take him out of the equation. I'm going to take him out of the equation. These acts has been going on for a long time with people that in our government that we've looked up to or thought were doing the right thing for us. How does these people fall on a Epstein flight log? Or even want to be involved or next to a person like Epstein, who we know were sex trafficking, pedophile, and exploiting children. Mainly girls, but children. We know that. I know I don't want to be around that. So the people we look up in our government, that's who they're partying with. That's who they're with. Serious, guys? Weinstein. Look at the famous celebrities who was hugging him and kissing him and pictures. And oh my God, Weinstein, but was ready to put other people on display about pedophilia. Let's talk about the Oprah Winfrey's. Okay? These were her best friends. She didn't know, so it was okay for her to continue to be in light in the image with these people. So what does that mean she supports? What does that mean she supports? Because most of us are not hugging, kissing, or taking pictures or in the midst of people of things that we don't support. We're just not. I know I'm not. I'm definitely not. So how do we hold those people accountable? All the people that partied with these people, hung out with these people, to speak up against these acts. Where were they? Or they just picked and choose who they want to talk about. Okay, we're going to talk about R. Kelly. We're going to talk about Kobe Bryant's XXXXX situation, which come to find out wasn't true. Gail, right? People, Gail, she was the one who had R. Kelly on TV. She was the one who made the statement about Kobe Bryant. But being that Weinstein is one of their best friends, why didn't they interview him about his acts in the industry? What they call it, about his acts acts actually on what they call at the casting couch. Why didn't they interview him? He was a boo boo boo. Yo, yeah, Oprah, yeah, Gail. Away. Why didn't they do that? So I'm just telling you, we have to save these children. These children are being found. They're being brought out of underground tunnels. I mean, some were being born down there. They never seen the light of day. Like, these are real acts. And if you're a person with love and light and of God, and you are a parent that is not creeping in your children's rooms, that are protecting your children's rooms, this is something that we all need to tap into, and even more on a community level. I don't mean to seem so harsh, but this is a real issue that we, society, must address. So, I say to you, who's going to check them? And salute to all that are in this fight for humanity. This fight for us to be free, for us to live with better food, better water, better education. Start treating each other as human beings on the planet rather than, you're this color, I'm that color. You know, I can't be racist. Why? Because I come from a mixed family. My mother, Puerto Rican, straight from Puerto Rico. My grandparents did not speak no English. My father, African American. That merged. I have cousins that look every color of the color pattern. From dark, to light, the mix, to almost looking Caucasian, like all. And we've grew up together. We played in the same dirt together. We slept in the same beds together growing up. When we were at our family's house, or grandparents' house, or aunts, uncles' homes, we ate from the same pot. So for me, I can't feed into that card. I have to find a way. How do I make that card better? But salute to all. And I ask you to start asking God to lift the veil. Lift the veil from your face, because even there's a lot of things I know. There's a lot of things I'm knowledgeable about. But like I said, oppression and depression put me in darkness. It had me in darkness. But now that I'm woke, I'm going to try to do my job. Come out and try to talk about different things, situations, whatever God inspires me to talk about, and try to inspire someone else and let you know that you're not alone. You're not alone. God is always with you. Call on him, and he sure enough will call you back. This is Karen Scott, God's child, and we all are God's child.